this Orchard Link video, the Spiedel mill instructions. In part 1, we will look at the pre-use equipment inspection. Please ensure that you read the instruction documents that can be downloaded from the website. Your Spiedel mill will come in 3 distinct parts: the hopper, the mill itself with the electrical equipment, and the electrical cable. All 3 need to be inspected before use. Please ensure that the mill has no loose blades or nothing around the blades, that the safety switch is clear, and that the rubber seal is complete without any breaks. The electrical switches and connections appear free from damage. In the hopper, apart from its cleanliness, the only thing to check is to turn it over and have a look on the underside of the hopper. There is the safety switch cut out, which is simply a bolt with a rubber washer. This locates into the safety switch on the main unit. Please ensure that the rubber washer is in place. Finally, inspect the electrical cable, looking at both its plug and its socket and the cable for any apparent damage. Next, we will look at assembly and preparation of the equipment. Place the hopper on top of the electrical machinery, ensuring that the safety switch locates inside the hole. Then there are 3 snap catches at 120-degree intervals around the hopper. Ensure these are tight and clipped to make the seal with the rubber onto the electrical equipment. Once these are clipped, you can connect the electrical cable to a socket. Now, my outdoor socket here has an RCD built in. We advise that you use a reverse current device between your power supply and the hopper. Take the connection, ensuring it has no damage, line it up and slot it into the electrical connector, ensuring it is firm. Then it is good practice to test the electrical equipment, switch it on using the green button, and have a look inside to make sure there is nothing loose or flying around. You'll probably hear it anyway. Please make sure you don't drop anything like your glasses in there. Please pay attention to all the labels on the mill. Then it's good practice to switch it off. Now we move to part 3, the operation of the mill, the reason you've got it. Having shored it's in a stable place, level, place a recipient bucket for the pulp underneath the hopper. Ensure that your power supply is connected and switch on the electrical motor. It is most important that you do this before bringing any apples into contact with the motor, as is clearly labelled. Your apples, which you would already have washed and removed the most diseased and damaged bits, placed in a suitable bucket. This is the bucket that comes from the washing, and then you just add them slowly into the hopper. You'll soon get to judge how it is, but please don't empty an entire bucket in one go. This is probably just a little too slow, but you'll feel the judge. It depends on the size of the apples. And you can keep adding apples until your bucket is full, although for the purposes of this demonstration, I am only milling 7 or 8 apples. For this demonstration, we will assume this is the last one. So switch off the motor, disconnect the electrical supply, ensuring that the cover is put over it, and isolate it at the mains. And now we come to the most important part of the hire, certainly as far as the next person is concerned, cleaning the equipment. When it is disconnected from the mains, take off the catch on the opposite side from the hopper. This allows a slight movement on the hopper. And then go round to the front and tap the hopper a few times just to get the last bits of apple out into a bucket. Remove the other catches and lift the hopper off the motor. At this point, it's important to remain cautious about the blades at all times throughout the cleaning process. Carefully, using your hands, if you wish to do so, you can collect some apple such as you could press and put it into the bucket before taking the bucket away. Please ensure at all times during the cleaning process that you keep your hands clear of the blade and that you keep the water clear, any water, any detritus clear of the hole for the safety switch. You can either have one hand over it like this, or just be very careful and do not use excess amounts of water. Using a cloth, clear away from around the seal carefully all apple residue and pieces of apple, ensuring, as I've said, to keep it well clear of the hole. A bucket and water is useful for rinsing the apple juice off. Keep the cloth moist but not wringing wet. There are two places on the blade where you can lean a cloth onto it and push without risking damage to your fingers. They're the cutouts, and you just push the cloth round with the blade, collecting all of the apple residue. It's most important that you do this all the way around the seal. It will bear dividends for the long life and utility, not to mention the cleanliness for the next user. Time spent here is time well spent. We ask that all of our users clean the mill to the standard that they would wish to receive it. So carefully wipe the blades around and clear all of the detritus from the seal. We provide you with a brush which you must shake clear of any water. This will help you in getting rid of any stubborn apple that may have collected under the blades. Again, be very careful about your fingers' proximity to the sharp cutting and milling blades. You should, however, be able to clean most of it, provided you do it as soon as you've finished using it, using a cloth. Once you've cleaned around, and if necessary loosened it, take the cloth and slide it under the blades and through the vertical blades, as the remainder of this bit of the video shows, carefully cleaning as you go. The object is to have no apple residue, no apple pieces at any place on the blade. Make sure the seal is clean all round. The hopper, which should be cleaned away from the electrical blade, particularly if you're using a hose, needs to be hosed and wiped. Simply push a hose down the centre, all the way out. If you can have this sitting over a grill or grate, or if you're out in the field somewhere where you don't mind where all the apple residue goes, squeeze it out well, and then turn it over, because there's always more apple trapped in the delivery tube. A bit of the hopper that goes into the bucket. So again, with the hose, sluice it well out, and then follow it up with a cloth. Ensure there's no stickiness, no residue, no bits of apple anywhere on the hopper. And then it'll be pleasant for the next operator to receive it. The bucket with the holes in it that's used to wash the fruit fits perfectly over the blades And this is a good safety precaution whilst you're working and clearing up the remainder of the stuff. If you have time and you have a nice sunny day, then if you leave it out to dry, that'll make it even easier. So there you have it, all three parts cleaned.